and we're in the process of integrating into the Milky Way galaxy. There are key planets in all of these galaxies. Let's go into what's at the center of the galaxy right now, if you want to change gears. Basically, you have a white hole and a black hole pair on either end of its vortex. What happened is a white hole ends up pulling on the black hole and it forms a torus. This accelerates energy to the nth degree. Now there's a axiom in quantum physics which says if you have an energy field which is constantly changing, if you have a dynamic energy field, you got intelligence, you got consciousness. Now, at the center of the galaxy, the central sun, there's a black hole, white hole on a torus that's accelerating. As far as we're concerned, it's accelerating to the infinite point, which means we're dealing with a huge intelligence within that structure. This may be what mankind calls God. I don't know for sure. I have made contact with this intelligence a few times. Now, we have two. We have one from the original Sagittarian galaxy and one from the Milky Way. Now, when the black hole and the white hole couples in this matter, the event horizon goes out and forms an ecliptic disk. When the key planet falls into the ecliptic disk, the whole thing implodes and falls in on itself. And this may be what the biblical scholars call the Judgment Day. Everything unfolds and we all become part of this super intelligence at the center of the galaxy. Except we got two of them.
Okay.
So what's happening is this solar system and Earth is one of these special planets. I don't know why, I don't know what the specifications are of being a special planet. But this, the Native Americans have a legend that our reality is on the back of a turtle and it started at Turtle Cove. Well, Turtle Cove is Montauk Point, Long Island. What I believe is the Montauk Project was part of a whole series of projects going back and going ahead in space and time, forming a superstring. And that we're living literally in an artificial reality, which is the reason quanta looks awful lot like pixelation. And that we're in some sort of a non-physical, artificially generated reality. And the thought form started at Montauk Point in the 80s and distributed over the entire timeline. In that case, it generates a superstring, and each time the superstring is generated, we go around. Each time we generate a string, we generate another reality. I don't know how many times we've been through this. I just hope this is the last one. I don't look forward to going back billions of years and starting over again.
Yeah, that kind of correlates with the Mayans and their shift of ages that they talk about with their calendar, or the I Ching from the Asia.
Yeah, if you watch the History Channel, National Geographic Channel, you see tons of that stuff. These different predictions all coming on 2012. Well, it looks more like, to me, it's around 2018, 2020. 2012, which right now the sun has taken the effect from the galactic center. And I'm looking for major sun problems. EMPs and stuff like that coming out of the sun. But then when the sun moves away between us and the galactic center, that's when Earth goes into the ecliptic disk. And I hate to use the term, only God knows what's going to happen there.
I've had information come in myself, and I
Yeah.
don't dismiss anything, but one thing that came to me a couple of years ago now was that we're one of about 12 planets that are going through this process right now, and I have no idea where the other planets are or anything that's going on with them, but apparently we're not the only planet that's going through this transformation, is the word that I'll use. It's definitely a change that we're going through. It's apparent.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody can see it.
Yes, you're right.
You,
It's definitely a change. How many other planets are involved, I don't know. Maybe I should ask the galaxy critter that next time I make contact.
yeah, this is
Well,
information that
the only planet. Huh?
this is information that I had come in, and I don't dismiss information. I just wait until some kind of validation comes along, if it ever does.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I quit saying the word impossible when I was a teenager, and I started asking the question, how is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
So that there's a question from the chat room. Did the Montauk Project ever have any connection with Rochester University?
Yes, it did. A couple
Okay,
of the Montauk boys were from Rochester University.
What kind of connection is there? What?
I don't know for sure. I only know of it through working with 3 Montauk boys that did attend the University of Rochester.
Okay. Have you seen the data that scientists are putting out now about the harmonic resonance of the planet increasing?
I don't know if scientists are putting it out, but yes, I've seen the data.
Okay. I was just wondering, because a lot of psychics or mediums talk about the frequency of the planet changing, and that would correlate very much with what they're saying, not on a psychic level or a medium level, but on a science level, of how the harmonic resonance of the planet is changing. The last information I received is that it's now 13 beats per minute, whereas up until 2007,
You mean
per
per
second, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and up until 2007, it had stayed at 7 beats per second. That's what the harmonic resonance was.
The frequency was 7.85 hertz second.
Okay, so it's almost doubled in just a very short span of time.
Yeah, and the electromagnetic garbage since then has been going up by leaps and bounds.
And when you say electromagnetic garbage, are you talking about the sun?
We have electromagnetic garbage on the surface of this planet about 6 inches down to the ground. That's up to about 650 megahertz. And I don't have a clue as to where it's coming from. I know it's there.
Okay, I'm guessing you've measured that with instruments of some kind?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have.
And what kind of instruments do you have that does this, just so that the audience can...
I could use my spectrum analyzers, I could use my receivers, I could use the television. I first came upon it because I have a cable running between the 2 houses for the TV, and I was seeing interference on the cable, and finally I let the cable sit and float free and analyzed it, and found out, my God, this has cracked noise going all the way up to about 650, 700 megahertz. And I've looked at it through a number of different instrumentation, and yeah, this signal is there.
Okay, and would this, in your opinion, would this suggest that the planet is a living organism of some time to be able to generate this electromagnetic noise?
It most likely is sort of a living organism. The Earth has a consciousness. We know that on a metaphysical level.
Okay.
I have communicated with the Earth consciousness a number of times and requested it to do things.
Okay. That makes sense to me, because I've had some incidents myself that I don't generally talk about, but yeah, I don't like people. I have enough reasons for people to look at me like I've grown an extra head. I don't want to add to it, but you know.
When you get to be 65, you don't care anymore what people think. If they think I got 20 heads, that's fine. That's their loss, not mine.
I guess the question that should be asked of them is, which head do you want to talk to today?
Right?
A question from the chat room is, what ended the Philadelphia experiment? What made the military end the project?
When they went out to the ship after it came back and saw the destruction and saw the people integrated into the bulkheads.
Yeah, that would be my first guess.
And the other thing I'll state, what makes you think they stopped it?
They just went in a different direction as far as I can see.
It's evolved into stealth. And yes, there is electromagnetic bottle stealth on these different planes and ships. Of course, that's top secret.
Another question from the chat room is, there are booms that have been reported around the world that can't be determined. Do you have any opinion on what this is? Booms.
There's been what?
Booms, like loud booms?
Moons?
No, booms. B-O-O-M-S. Booms,
Oh,
like explosions? Yes.
Yeah, so?
Well, do you have any opinion on that?
No, I don't. There's all sorts of tectonic activity and geological activity that could cause that.
I think we're going over the same ground here, or some of the same ground. Somebody's asking if you participated in the space-time experiments, or were you just an engineer? I think you answered that already. Just an engineer on that one, correct?
I was pretty much an engineer. Although when I was involved with the Montauk Boys or the Monarch Project, I was more in the metaphysical mind aspect of it.
Okay. What can you tell us about some of the people you worked with, some of the things you experienced with them?
In what sense? Technologically or metaphysically?
Either one.
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't think that much of the people at the project itself. The only one I had any actual use for was, the head scientists. The rest of them I thought were a bunch of turkey. Now, I had gotten involved in a corollary project, and my job, see what they did, they were taking young boys and literally shattering their mind and then programming each piece of the mind to do something, for a mission or a program, and then it was my job to put them all back together again. Because I had learned how to reintegrate a mind using psychic energies or sexual energies to do it. And that's what led me to realize that there's a DNA pattern which could be used to correct DNA distortion that we call aging. And the people that came out with MK Ultra, I thought had a lot on the ball. That they knew more what was going on than the scientists on the rest of the base knew. And I guess that had a lot to do with my interest in metaphysics. Because the MK projects were almost totally metaphysical.
What kind of results did the MK Ultra experiments or project, what did that reveal, or what kind of results came from that?
What I call the Montauk Boys, I was involved with. Typically, the programming was very complete.